Okay, so chassis is pretty much done. Let me get over the front. So basically, with these two little bars are for right in front of the control arms for the motor plate, motor mount. Basically, wherever. It just depends on what kind of plate you have, because I made this from scratch, so it's iffy, but kind of sits evenly all the way across. So basically, you want to have it to where you set something up to bolt it down or glue it or whatever. So it's really up to you how you do it, as long as it is there. Because if not, some sort of mount has to be there, because not, it just looks weird, in my opinion. Especially if you're trying to get a little bit accurate with it. This rear end is the same rear end out of another car that I had, and it just broke, I think. So I just kept it. It doesn't have to be. I just threw it in there just for the sake of this build. You don't have to scratch build the mounts and stuff because it takes a little longer, but you don't have to wait on stuff to order. If you do want to know how to do all that stuff, I can do another tutorial. You just comment below. But if I were you, I'd take the time and liberty to order a new rear end and mounts, because it just looks a little bit better. But if you want to, save cost, then I would go with this method. But it always looks better if you just buy the rear end and the mounts, because it's molded or 3D printed and or metal mounts or whatever you want to do. It looks pretty nice at the end. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up. Let me get a little bit of the inside of the trunk area so I can show you guys how I did that. So basically what I did is I got right behind the wheel tubs, got a bar straight out from the rear of the chassis to about how long the wheel tubs are, then glued it, and the same thing for that side. Then I got a thinner, I think I should say it was like 0.04 rod right there. They kind of make a triangle shape. Glued it to the bottom and then to the top, but not quite. I don't do mine right on top, like completely even with it. I do it a little bit back. That's just what I do. I don't know. I don't know. I think it looks a little bit better. And for I guess the actual trunk plates, if you want to call it that, is just whatever's left over. Just make sure it's even with the rear of the chassis and it fits in the back of your car, because sometimes the car, it'll round like in the back, so you have to round the pieces too. Or in my case, I got lucky and everything was even and it fits perfectly in there. And also for the supports right here, with the bend that comes off that bar right there and goes all the way back and connects to the bottom, should be pretty simple to do. All I did is got the bar as far as I could before it missed the point I was trying to get to right here, then bent it back and then try to catch it even with that. You see that little line, basically it's like a row that goes straight across. That's what I try to get it with. Hopefully that's helpful. You guys get that. I still need to do still need to do these little panels right here, and then that'll be it. Oh, I need to do the straight across. I'm debating whether to do a support and corresponding with the middle of the X that goes right there, or like a spider effect that's going to be another bar starting here and going back right here to be going right underneath that, because it's just kind of floating and I don't like the way that looks. Actually, I'm probably going to end up doing that because I just don't want it floating like that. It looks a little weird. So it's probably going to connect right there where that dot is. Same thing on that side. It's up to you guys. Really, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be the same thing I'm doing. It's this is really just a guideline for you to follow. So something for you to have reference and stuff like that.